How is it everywhere? And how are you letting them compete with girls in school? That one drives me bananas. When you have biological males, all they have to do is, they don't even have requirements in some schools. You don't have to be taking hormones. You could just identify and you can compete as a girl.
And of course, that causes injury to the young girls.
Of course.
And again, this gives me faith in the wisdom of the American people, because if you see how radically the Democrats leaned into this stuff 4 years ago, and how much Kamala Harris is running away from it today, most Americans, they don't really care who you sleep with. They're pretty open-minded about most lifestyle choices. But when you talk about having a biological male compete with their teenage girl in competitive sports, Americans are saying, no. This is crazy. You're causing injury to my kids. We have to stop this.
It not only that, it ruins chances of getting scholarships. If you were the #1 player and then all of a sudden some guy comes along who wears lipstick, now he's the #1 girl on the team. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There was a recent pool tournament in England. It's a women's pool tournament, and in the semifinals, 2 guys are playing each other.
Yeah. Well, and it looks, when you see them in the actual swimming pool competing, it looks like the biological males are running at 1.5x speed and everybody else is running at normal speed, right? This is just clearly different. And to your point about it destroys opportunities for scholarships, I mean, go back to the original reason why we wanted girls' sports, why we have Title IX in the United States of America to begin with. We recognized that competitive sports, what does it teach, right? It teaches you how to participate on a team. It teaches you to recognize your own weaknesses and the strengths of your teammates and vice versa, right? I'm the father of a 2-year-old daughter. I want my daughter to learn these important life skills. I don't want her going into athletic competitions where I'm terrified she's going to get bludgeoned to death because we're allowing a 6'1" male to compete with her in sports where you should not have biological males competing with biological females.
Not only that, but they get to change with them in the locker rooms. That's where it gets, there was one in Canada where a 50-year-old man identified as a teenage girl. He was a professor. Do you know about this guy?
I haven't heard about this.
And he was changing. He was in a swim meet with teenage girls.
Yeah.
And he's changing in the same locker room as them. And then
it's crazy.
The problem with that is there's a psychological condition called autogynephilia. And autogynephilia is where men are sexually aroused by the idea of dressing and behaving like a woman, but they're heterosexual. Now, all of a sudden, these people with this known psychiatric disorder are allowed to just identify as a woman, and you're a bigot if you don't let them change in the women's